News overnight, seriously engaged. Those are the words in trade talks with multiple teams aggressively pursuing star point guard LaMelo Ball. According to Shams, trade talks surrounding Ball have picked up steam, and a potential trade could develop in the next 24 to 48 hours. Ball has 3 years left on his contract, is eligible to sign a 2-year, $119.2 million extension on July the 6th. That's Austin Reeves money. That's how we're categorizing that.
You just made Austin's day saying that.
I think Austin made his own day. Why don't we start with Wendy, or perhaps his agents did. But let's start with LaMelo Ball. What more do we know about this morning?
Yeah, so this is a bit of a pinch point for the Hornets. The Hornets have this situation where they're coming off a season where he's been healthy. He hasn't been this healthy in years. His value has not been higher. They are sort of quasi-pivoting to Con Knippel as their franchise player, the guy they want to build around. And there's these teams out there that were interested in either Jaylen Brown or Giannis Antetokounmpo, who are interested in a big splash acquisition. So there's a bit of a market for him. So I wouldn't say this is a guarantee to happen, but I definitely think the Hornets are trying to see what the market for him is.
As for what the market would look like, Tim, I want to go to you. What teams, you hear this from Brian, what teams make the most sense in your opinion?
Well, the team that you're hearing about the most from people around the league is the Minnesota Timberwolves, and it's no secret. They've been star hunting in the last handful of transaction cycles. They don't have a lot of assets in terms of future picks, but they've been trying to find that co-star to pair with Anthony Edwards. There's definitely interest there. There are other teams involved, but again, the Timberwolves are the team that you're hearing the most about.
So it wasn't, I mean, the co-star was not Julius Randle, it would appear, right? He's out of Minnesota, Bobby, but what sort of trade could we be looking to see here?
Well, I think it's interesting with Minnesota, who Julius Randle he's been traded to Brooklyn as part of his deal, and they've agreed to a deal on Ayo Dosunmu here. How do you get the money to work? Is it Rudy Gobert? And that takes away another big, Naz Reid. So here's a player making $36 million in LaMelo Ball. You've got to get up there around $32 million, a team that doesn't have draft assets here. So the mechanics would have to be creative from the Timberwolves' perspective here. I think the LaMelo stuff is fascinating just because of, here's a player that's played 72 games last year. It's only the second time in his career. So availability matters. A lot of the success in Charlotte last year because they were healthy. And if you're in that front office, you're looking at it thinking, can he do that again? Can he play another 70 games, or is this the time to take advantage of what may be a market of teams looking for point guards?
We were talking about this in the pre-show meeting, Wendy, and you were talking about the popularity of LaMelo Ball. That perhaps is outsized compared to what we see on the floor, but at least we did see him on the floor, 72 games. Yeah,
he averaged less than 30 minutes a game. They reduced his minutes to help manage his health. Look, LaMelo Ball is not for everybody. Right? Not everybody is going to look at him and see as a guy who fits. But I can kind of see why Minnesota is looking at this here, because if you put LaMelo Ball out on the court and you double team Edwards, you are in trouble. You are playing with fire, because that guy will shoot from anywhere on the court, and he can hit 7, 8, 9, 10 3-pointers in a game if you're out there. He will force teams not to be on him. But if the cost is Gobert, I can't see how they go forward. They won the series against the Nuggets because of Gobert. There is a height and size race in the Western Conference right now. So I'm not sure what the pathway is. I guess it's possible that they could expand the Julius Randle trade to a multiple-team trade to open this door. But I think Minnesota feels like they have to look at this, and I think Charlotte feels like they have to look at this. There's some other teams involved. Maybe we see a trade, maybe we don't. I don't think it's a guarantee.
The future of the Hornets in the post-LaMelo Ball era, let's spin this forward, looks like what? A ball-dominant Con Knippel and fill in the blank.
Well, they have really done a great job in the draft. They have 2 draft picks in the top 18 that they are bringing in. They have Brandon Miller, who is a guy they can also build around. They have optionality. I think what they're looking at here is this the highest value LaMelo is going to have? It's certainly the highest it's been for the last 3 years. Should we make a move now or not? I think they're on the fence.
And to Bobby's point, this is as available as LaMelo Ball has been. Let's get to L.A. Austin Reeves. What a morning to wake up in the Austin Reeves metaverse. He signs a 4-year, $185 million max contract to return to the team. It's the richest contract in NBA history for an undrafted, headbanded player. Now, the Reeves agreement has no impact on the Lakers' cap flexibility this summer, which is a wild concept that Bobby's going to break down for us. But the team's projected salary space takes into account Reeves' cap hold. But that means, good news for Laker fans waking up, it will not affect the LeBron situation. Reeves coming back means at least two of the Lakers' big three will be back in LA next year, and we'll see what happens with arguably the biggest one in LeBron. But last season, when James Doncic and Reeves all played together in a game, the Lakers were 20-9. Smaller sample size, but that 690 win percentage would have been fourth best in the NBA. Brian, Austin Reeves goes from believing or worrying that he was out in LA to passing out nearly on a golf course in relief and celebration.
That's right.
How do we go from one point to the other?
He gave an interview to The Athletic yesterday where he said he was not optimistic. 2 days ago, he thought he was not going to be a Laker. Then he gets a call yesterday. He's playing golf back home in Arkansas, and his agents are telling him, Austin, they agreed to the max. And he falls over. He almost fell into the bunker, for crying out loud. And so why did the Lakers do this? Why did the Lakers increase their offer to the max? Because the Lakers believed that if he got to free agency in a couple of days, that he was going to get a max offer, probably from the Detroit Pistons. The Detroit Pistons had a bunch of space, and they were closing in on deals that were going to create more space, including trading Isaiah Stewart, which they did last night during the second round of the draft. And so that threat created leverage that got the Lakers to give this contract.
Okay, well, we're going to get into the Pistons of this because it is fascinating what they're trying to do. Falling short of Austin Reeves, Reeves stays in L.A., Bobby. The dollars and cents of this, I think if you're waking up as a Laker fan, you're like, oh, hey, we're out on LeBron because we spent so much here on Reeves. You're saying that's not the case.
I'm saying that's, and first of all, I appreciate your knowledge of the collective bargaining agreement. You're talking cap holds and everything like you're an expert there. I appreciate that. A man of my heart.
Don't give me too much credit. I'm following your own notes. We could take it behind the scenes.
We'll lay it out, a little bit of a cap minutia right now. We're projecting the Lakers to have $50 million in cap space. That includes, there's a $21 million free agent hold for Austin Reeves. So what the Lakers will do is they'll go out and exhaust this room. We're going to have to see what happens with LeBron James first, and whatever is left is basically going to be used to fill out the rest of the roster. Once cap space is gone, they will circle back. They will sign Austin Reeves, and they will be allowed to exceed the cap. But the James free agency is going to be the most interesting thing that's going to happen here because they need a center. They need some shooting. They need an athletic wing. There's a lot to do on the to-do list.
Yeah, do you know why Bobby is able to support his local high school football team so greatly? Because of this situation, because of this expertise. It's so counterintuitive, and I apologize, it's the way it is. Every dollar that Austin Reeves gets going forward does not affect the Lakers' cap space, but every dollar that the Lakers pay LeBron reduces the amount of money that they can spend on other free agents. It's crazy, I know, but it is. And so the Lakers has to come to LeBron and